Listen, Steph, we are way too fine to be playing games out here in these streets.
Games.
Too fine. How was turkey? Did you eat turkey?
I didn't eat
I
turkey.
didn't eat turkey either. Listen, let's face it, turkey is dry shit, ain't it?
Oh my God. And it's like everyone waits for that big moment and then it's the first bite and everyone.
Listen, my friend had me dipping my whole turkey one year in apple juice and orange juice. And it still was dry.
What?
I just gave it up. I think one year I started making turkey wings and I was just like, I'm not making a turkey. I'm being innovative. I'm not making any turkey anything. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Femininity by Rachel V. I am your host, Rachel V, and I have a co-host tonight. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Rach.
How are you?
I'm good.
You look amazing.
Thank you. So
I love what you have on. You are giving me extra fly, extra like saucy. I love it. What you have on? Tell me.
I knew I had to bring it because I was with you. Actually, a lot of my stuff is just Zara.
I love
but
it.
I always mix up their stuff.
Listen, I saw that top and I was like, my breasts are so big right now. Like, I just don't think it's going to fit me. I'm going to be spilling out of it.
I paid for mine to do that.
I paid for mine too, but they're too big. Listen, the fat is building, honey. I need to get on whatever you're doing because you look fabulous. You always look fabulous. Steph, thank you so much for being here all the way from New York.
Yeah.
Listen, tell the Fems all about you and who you are to me and how amazing you are. And just, be vain.
Okay.
Let us have it.
Well, so I live in New York. I work in fashion. I grew up not too far from here in Northern Virginia, but I always knew that I was going to move to New York. I always knew that I was going to work in fashion. I love fashion.
Yeah, you can tell.
And I guess really the story between you and I is really interesting because I don't know who started following who on Instagram, but the topic there that's so relevant is that we just saw each other and then just started hyping each other. And that doesn't happen enough with women.
I don't think so either.
And so it was like, that's just what it was. We were just commenting and adding affirmations on each other's posts and hyping each other. And then from there, we just also would DM and realize that we were, we had more in common and that we felt the same about our circles as far as like women should bring each other up.
Yes. I feel like a lot of times I see like beautiful women and I'm just like, yes, girl, yes. Like I just root for beautiful, confident, feminine, extra sexy, just business oriented women. And when I see that, I'm just so excited. I love it so much.
I get the same feeling. And also I think I'm a little more extra just to be rebellious about it because I did live my life for so long worrying about other people's opinions. And then when I worked on myself, I was like, I'm not going to hide this. Like, I'm going to be who I am. And as long as I'm happy with it, then the rest of it doesn't matter.
So, Steph, tell us your story. You have a really amazing story. I don't want to mention it. I want you to tell your story.
Okay, so I was born with a cleft lip and a cleft palate, which is a birth defect that happens in the womb. I was really, really lucky. When I was born, it was at the height of my parents' income. And so really they could get me the best doctors. And I had to have surgery immediately. I had 2 surgeries within the first 3 months of life. And then I had one in an outpatient later in life. But Essentially, I grew up pretty confident, but then, as you know, little kids can get
little nasty. Yeah,
that's right, and it's definitely started eating away at me. But ironically, I guess my mom kind of wanted to give me my superhero cape, I guess you could say. And so we went shopping every Friday night. It was like our little tradition.
Really? What shopping and like what?
We went to Nordstrom's.
Nice.
And so I think she just felt like if I had the trendiest, best clothes that I felt the most confident in, then I could stand like tall against any bullying or mean comments. The other thing is that I had surgeries, like my surgery it was outpatient that I had in the 8th grade, really changed my look and really improved it.
Okay.
But my doctor was really upfront, it's going to get bad before it gets better. And so it was something that needed to improve over time. But yeah, it definitely was something I tried to hide for a long time. And then after college, I moved to New York, worked in fashion, became a vice president for a big accessories company before I was 30. And now I've been in that arena.
Okay.
And so when the pandemic hit, I know that like you've covered on here before the changes or the reflection that you've done throughout that. And ironically, when we were forced to wear masks and I could have covered my scars or my cleft lip, I was like ready to talk about it.
Right.
And that's when I did my first photo shoot the day before I went into quarantine.
Listen, photo shoot I was like, what the?
And I was really rebellious. Like I was.
Listen. Yeah. Like I fell in love with her so much more when you started showing like your beautiful body and your hair, all of that always looks so good. Because I will always see you in pictures like out on the town, like with your friends. I'm like, oh, I need to go here. Okay, yeah, this looks fun. But when you did your photo shoot, I was like, fuck it up. Yeah. Yes, I loved it.
Shaking like a leaf. But
really?
It was
you could not tell.
So liberating. Like, and I highly suggest that everyone does it because, like, one, they're for you, but also like it's a celebration.
Absolutely.
Like it's a celebration of you, and people that are, can get snarky about it and say like, why did you do that? You know, why?
Why not?
Yeah. What? And like you quickly can brush that off, but it's a great like. So also I lost 40 to 50 pounds just to give us all some grace. But I was like a full woman in the 5th grade.
Okay.
And so I work hard and I worked out and I've been on this, like, I've been in check in this journey for the last few years. And so that's really also what that photo shoot was about or what that signified for me. Like, for so long in my life, I took pictures and was like, crop this, or like not nervous, like held my breath looking at it, and looking at even all of the like live shots. I was like, it was like the first time I felt like I saw myself, because you still see yourself from before.
Yes.
And that was really an amazing feeling.
First of all, let's just talk about, because I think one of them you had on like a bathing suit.
Yeah.
I was like, her body. First of all, I always thought you had an amazing body. Like, always thought that. But when I saw it, I was like, what is she doing? Yeah. What did she do to I mean, you look beautiful, sis. And I just want to congratulate you on all of your like healing and self-worth. Even like your TikToks. Like, I love them. You had one where you were like a troll comment or something like that, and the way you handled it, like it's like, I don't like.
That's my favorite thing to do.
Hair. I love it.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do. Like, oh hi, I see you, and and it also, the best thing is when that doesn't bother you. Literally, it fuels me. knock on wood, I haven't had one so far that has made me like
feel any kind of way.
No. And that's what it is. It's like, and if you're not there, it's totally human and it's totally okay, but that's the goal. Like, that's the first step to any type of transformation is like evaluating who you are, what you don't love, and you got to get real honest with yourself. And then it's like, okay. And that's what I did. You know,
and talk to us about that. Let's talk about, because I feel like a lot of women, now that we do have like Instagram, everything is so visual.
I know.
And everything is kind of like, you're not competing with yourself. It's like you're comparing yourself to other people. I hate that part about it, but it's just what it is.
I think the biggest thing, and you kind of like mentioned it, like about how like you just love seeing beautiful, business-minded, positive women. It's like, the first thing you have to accept, and then it like makes you take a deep breath, is someone else doing well has no impact on your life.
Right.
Negative or positive. I mean, so like throwing hate or being jealous of someone, it doesn't like change their situation, and it doesn't change yours. So you might as well just be happy for everyone, no matter where you are yourself. And if you can do that, like that's definitely a first step for sure. And then I think, I mean, it sounds cliche, but really working on the inside. Like, I feel like I was kind of born defensive. You know, I felt like I was prepared always for someone to make
for a fight.
And prepared for someone to make a nasty comment. So I might have taken a defensive posture, more aggressive, not as feminine.
Not as feminine.
And then I think that was part of my like, okay, what do I not love about myself? Like, and also getting real with knowing what words they associate with you.
Okay.
So if one of them is aggressive and you don't want to come after, you know, you could still be strong, but maybe you want to be known as being fair.
Right.
And to the point, you know? And so those were things that I was like, you know, there are some things that I can just change on the inside. And that then just leads to you loving yourself more. Because then once you can co-sign who you are, then the comments really don't affect you as much.
I agree. Once you know who you are, once you have done all of that work, and it's nothing nobody can really say.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's like,
we're not all going to love each other.
No,
and
we're not.
And that's fine. But as long, it bothers you when it's something that you are thinking about.
Right.
And that's when the trigger happens.
Yeah.
So you have to decide whether it matters enough to you to eliminate or if you're going to live with it. Right. And that's really the beginning, you know? And I think that I did all the work on the inside. And I mean, actually, I don't think you would believe me if I told you this.
I
would. Even in college, I couldn't run. I couldn't run around the track once.
Really?
So the fact that I work out most days twice a day is a little crazy because of my breathing. With my cleft lip and my cleft palate, breathing is really hard. And so I literally went to an empty track in college, and for 1 month I did one lap.
Can you talk about, because me sitting here and you explaining it to me, my impression and what I thought of having that kind of condition, I just thought it was something that where, like you told me, it's like a lack of development. And that's it. It's just an appearance thing. I didn't realize that it affects. Yeah. It has effects. I didn't know that.
Essentially, it's overall development.
Okay.
So, which I guess to jump forward to then come back, I am working on getting a bill passed in Congress right now that would it would mimic a bill that was passed in 2017 for breast cancer survivors. Okay. That covers all of their medical and cosmetic procedures.
Okay.
Like,
that's amazing.
It's great. And
yes.
from that, reconstructive centers were built. Doctors became experts. Patients were able to get their victory lap and survive this, and then feel confident that the next step was just like the trophy.
Right.
Right? Like getting what they wanted. But because doctors were great at it, because they were incentivized to, right? They had full payback from insurance. Insurance didn't matter.
Right.
So if you're born with a cleft lip and a cleft palate, you're at the mercy of your parents' insurance. So if they don't have insurance, you're not in a good place, which is, so then after that, if your parents have insurance, so essentially, being born with a cleft lip, it's, the look of it is like gum. Like my whole upper lip is reconstructed. You're missing spaces. And in an ideal world, because the palate's the roof of the mouth, in the ideal world, you would develop longer naturally, and then they would do the surgery.
Okay.
But if you have a cleft palate, which is the roof of your mouth, it affects breathing, eating, regular functions that are so essential.
Wow.
And that's why you have to operate right away.
Right away.
And so, but everything's smaller, like your ear tubes.
Really?
Yeah. Your roots on your teeth. It affects so much more. So the biggest part that people that are born in my community, in the cleft lip and cleft palate community, they say that dental work is cosmetic. So we get zero coverage unless your parents have ACE dental. So I had braces for 7 years. I had 2 retainers, 2 expanders, Invisalign, and then I ended up getting 6 veneers. And now I need to get veneers all over again, or I would, which they won't cover, but if I don't do that, I would have to do double break jaw surgery, which then they would cover. So it is and let me tell you.
It sounds expensive. Really
I will
expensive.
also tell you that a big part of my story is that my problems were champagne problems within the community.
Okay.
So I don't want to say that, like I said, my parents were at the top of, I had a lot of white privilege with this. And that's part of my story because I know what I went through with comments or whatever. And I am like the unicorn case.
Right.
So if this was my experience, I like my heart goes out to and that's really why I'm more vocal about it too, because the community needs to see someone that talks about it. They need to see someone that's confident, that doesn't let the comments affect them, and that is when someone says, "What the hell happened to your lip?" or "You better fix your lip." I say, I love my lip.
People say that?
Yeah. The most common thing is, "What happened to your lip? Did a dog bite you?" And the best is, for me, I know that 80% of the comments are people that are thinking that it is plastic surgery. Thank you. That you think I look that good.
Right.
But, that just also the bigger message is watch your words, choose them wisely, because then the answer is, this is a birth defect. Do you feel good about yourself? And it just which also leads into questions that women get asked all the time, right? We are defined by the first 3 questions. Who are you dating? When are you getting married? When are you having kids? And that's our worth.
Yeah. Which
is so silly because everyone asks a man what his job is. But yeah, it just, part of my message also is questions are okay, but you have to ask them with warmth and respect.
Yeah, especially with respect.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're doing the work that you're doing, especially in your community, because a lot of times I would see commercials or something like that, and I'd be like, oh, that's really sad. And a lot of times when I do see it, it's associated with lack of, sick, poor countries, or like lack of like good clean water, stuff like that.
Yeah. So one of the biggest myths is that this is something that only is in South America and is only in parts of Africa. And so there's a lot of fundraising that's going there so that kids can get their first surgery. But like I've reached out to a lot of like fundraising communities here and said, can I public speak? Can I do these things? And it's a no.
Why?
Yeah, it's really, I'm getting passed on one association, the CCA, but right now they don't want to deal with the development, the growth, and that's the biggest thing is that you get medical cut off after you're a baby. So you think that these people have surgeries when they're born and that's supposed to last them through life? Like that's really crazy. So yeah, it's definitely part of
please keep pushing for
my motivation.
Please keep pushing for that. I want you to tell the Fems when we're done all of your information that they need to know, because I'm sure someone knows someone or has a friend. Like I've at least had 2 friends in my lifetime that had to deal with that. But I think it's really great that you're doing this. Yeah. One, I think it's uber great that you are so damn confident. I just love it. I just love it so much. Like you're just one of the most confident women I've met in, I want to say, about 5 years.
It's so funny because those are the most amount of messages I get. Like girls that are women, you know, both that are saying like, can you just teach me confidence? And it's not something you just like wake up and have, and it's not consistent. You have your highs and your lows, but it really just is working on the inside. And once you feel, like we said, you feel good about yourself and the person that you are, then why not?
Okay, Steph. So, you know, the Fems, you know, they be having a lot of questions. Okay. Most of them want to talk about dating. We're going to dig a little bit into your little business. Okay. Dating. Let's talk about it. How is it in New York?
Oh, my God, it's rough.
I always look at... What?
In New York, it's rough.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would not have expected that.
No. Like, that's like a full topic on TikTok. Like,
Let's talk about it. I want to know all about it.
Is really? Like, I could write a book.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
I could write a book. Well, I've been on every app.
Okay.
I mean, that's like survival at this point.
Okay.
But I tried my best to weed them out. You know, like, what are you looking for? Because obviously that's the most, like, you can love someone can be your friend, you can think they're a great person, but if you guys aren't looking for the same thing, then not going to work.
Right.
And also, I'm sure you have gotten this, but it's actually a topic that's been covered on a lot of male podcasts.
What is it?
Ones that are more aware that when women are strong, confident, successful, beautiful, their pool of options are like much smaller. And it also comes down to timing. Than when a man has those same accolades, then he can pick from everyone.
It's true. It's very true. I watched this guy's podcast. I'm not going to mention it, but he has a bald head, and he talks like the way he talks about women. It's like we were supposed to be married at 22. Yeah. Like to me, that's way too young. Yeah. I didn't start feeling like a woman until I was like 32, 30, like 30.
I've been like 4 people since then.
Yeah, I have
myself.
So I can't imagine like being married at 25.
No.
No.
But we did. I mean, I am a Pisces. I'm a hopeless romantic. So it's
hopeless romantic.
I totally am. So I'm not gonna
let me just touch on this Pisces
Yeah.
situation real quick, right? And that's probably why I love you to pieces. Pisces have to be one of the best romantic, emotional, just in touch with all of their emotions.
Totally.
People
like I will like hold anyone's hand like, and I won't even realize it because it's just like are like.
Do you guys fall in love fast?
I think I fall in lust, but I think that's kind of also just, I mean, also with like virtual, like when you're like texting that beginning stage or whatever, I swear I could make anyone fall in love.
So you're over it. You're over it after a little bit.
Yeah, or yeah.
It's
just like if it feels like it could come from a computer, kind of. I'm like I want it special. Like that's the other thing. I give love like that, so that like it has to be like I want to receive it like that.
Level. I understand.
So I have like really I know myself. I have really high expectations, but
I'm the same. I'm Aquarius, so my love level is like so through the roof. Like, and if it's not gonna be like fireworks,
right?
Like. Because I'm fireworks.
Yeah.
I know I'm fireworks. So if it's not going to be like that, I'm just like, let's not.
Consistent. Like
I love consistency.
I do know that like I have a fairy tale in my head and I act like it's a Disney movie every time. But yeah, but it's just like that's what we're brought up that way.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's I mean, but with that said, as far as like you saying, do I fall in love fast? I am really afraid of picking the wrong person.
Yeah.
Because I am the struggle bus on a breakup.
Okay.
So I can't imagine for me a
like
divorce.
That too. It's so crazy because our signs are so similar, but we're a little bit different.
Yeah.
But breakups, like I just feel like no, I don't even want to be in a relationship if it's going to like look like a breakup. Like I just get scared. Like
same.
I'd rather just not, because I'm the one that's like, oh my god, what is happening? We're not working out. Like no, I just So dating in New York sucks. I would not think that.
Yeah, because guys come into money.
Upper East Side.
That's not even anything anymore.
It's not.
No. It's like. But that part is good though, because every neighborhood has like highs and lows and sparkle, and
love that.
You know, so that's at least nice. But guys come into money so quick in New York, and then they want to have their heyday, and there's just that's like the blessing and curse of New York. But I'm holding out. I'm not gonna settle.
I understand. One thing I always hear, and I'm glad you're not going to settle. Don't settle, because you don't have to. You're a gem. You're a gem. A lot of women, I always hear them say they want high value, and they always associate high value with money. And I often tell women, like, money does not equal class. So when you say you want someone high value, and I have to say, like, honestly, like my separation, dating, like, I attract a certain kind of person anyway. So that's hasn't been an issue. But I just feel like women are always saying they want high value. They want, someone to take care of them. And a lot of stuff comes with that. Like, a lot of stuff comes with that. They never like understand it.
Prison kind of for me.
It is.
Because I don't, but I will say on the other side of it, just who I am, like I have tried the it's okay where if I make more, or I've tried the we're in different career paths or things like that, and that doesn't work either.
It does not work. No, it does not.
It's not good for the guy's ego, and I need a guy that walks into a room and he's like
commanding it.
Also that he thinks he's the luckiest man to be with me.
Okay.
And if he's not confident in himself, just being with me is going to crush his ego.
Right.
And that's the thing, just for men, typically that that making money is like, that's how they, one of the ways that they feel masculine and they feel like they can assert themselves. But I definitely need a power couple situation.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to play a feminine role.
Right.
You know, I do want some traditional gender roles. I think I am attracted to that.
I am too. Very much so.
And so, although at work I'm definitely an alpha, I would like to, like, you know, have more of a kind of a dual role with my man.
Okay.
And it's hard to find.
I feel like your energy is so dynamic. You cannot miss that shit.
Yeah.
Like, so it's the right energy has to come along.
But the thing is that I'm like a quick fire for a lot of guys, and then like the more that they unwrap the present, and they're like, "Oh God, it's good, it's getting better, it's getting better." Then they're like,
they're not ready.
"They're not ready."
Dang, why you can't be ready? Why can't you be ready?
But the right guy will like find out more and be like so excited and feel lucky.
Yeah, I just want to like travel and like have like amazing sex, obviously, and just like cuddle and like cook and like just, you know,
just someone that you want to make
chill.
Memories with.
Yeah,
too.
I just want to chill. I don't want to have like a bunch of stuff going on. Like, I was at work today and I heard the most horrifying story. Like,
I'm sure.
It was bad. It was so bad. I was just thinking to myself, damn, it's really not about finances all the time. Like, you can get someone that has all of these things and they just want to control you, to be honest. They just want to control you as soon as you give up. And this is not everybody, because men watch this too. So it's just, men listen and watch. You guys are great. But, you know, you have to have some part of yourself that you keep to yourself within these relationships too. So it's just like, you can't give up all of your independence, because
it's funny. My parents have been married for over 40 years.
Wow.
They met when they were 14 and 15.
Yeah, that I could never.
I know. But they still go on like 3 dates a week.
Oh, that's good.
They are still crazy about each other. And, you know, but my mom, when everyone asks my mom, like, what is the secret? She always answers, you have to have your own, like, independence. And that is what...
I didn't mean to do that. That's why we need to have the what's the names. No, that's not what I was trying to do. Hold on one second. Nope, not that one either. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, but
I did it twice. Thank you.
But it's just that like, so my mom is like really big into her girlfriends, also supporting, like, if one of her girlfriends is getting divorced or something, she's like the first one to rally the girls and go out. She pushes my dad to go on guys trips, but she's like, it's not a nasty thing. It's because you want to miss each other.
Yeah.
But also, God forbid, life happens. If something were to happen, you still, like, you're not a shell of a human. You still have your own identity.
Exactly. I think that's really good advice. I would love to meet your mom.
Yeah.
Is she hot like you?
She's a powerhouse.
I love that. So, Steph, tell us, what are you doing now? Like,
so I am a senior vice president of sales for a fashion accessories company. So still around the same thing. I am working on my bill to get passed. I also am... Well, you know, I'm like a fitness addict.
Fitness addict, fashion addict.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
But one of my biggest goals that I've been putting out into the universe, I do really want to be the first Cleft face to be represented in a beauty campaign.
Oh.
Because I think that could be really powerful. And, you know, we are in a world and a time when, you know, people are acknowledging how important inclusivity is. And I grew up not seeing that represented at all, but for that to be represented next to the word beauty could really transform some minds and could really help that conversation.
I love that. I think that is amazing. That's some serious, amazing goals. I love that. I love it. I love it. So, Steph, where are you vacationing next? Have you vacations? Have you been anywhere? Because you can't do all this hard work and don't have any plans.
I know. I did not make that my priority this last year, which is ironic because I have traveled very well.
Yeah.
I know you have. I haven't booked anything at this moment, but I would say my bucket list would definitely be Greece.
Oh, yes.
I
love Greece. We have to plan something because Greece has been like one of my, like, I just look at the blue water and be like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I was even entertaining at one point because I think a couple of years ago they were saying that Greece was bankrupt and it was really cheap to buy something there.
Yeah.
I was really entertaining, like buying like a nice property and just having it, maybe Airbnb-ing it out, you know, something like that. But that's one of my goals is to have something out of the country.
I think also, like, and you kind of touched on this earlier off air, but like, I really want to go to some place that like forces the shut off.
Yes.
Because I am so accessible. And that has only gotten worse for so many people during the pandemic. Like people are texting or calling at any moment and they expect an answer right away. And for me being in sales, that sometimes or most times is equated to $1.
Right.
So I really would love to go someplace that forces that shut off and really allows me to like just relax and reflect and like be present in the moment.
And being present is really important.
Yes.
So another thing I want you to talk to the Fems about, I want you to talk to them about what you do to stay grounded, what you do to stay healthy. And I mean mentally, physically, emotionally, because you did a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I just think it's important for the Fems to understand that, you know, a lot of these women, they are coming out of like really abusive relationships, and I'm talking like mental, could be physical, you know, any kind, like gaslighting, you name it, like all types of things. So I know that we shared personally like things that, you know, we have in common and things like that. Just give them some things encouraging, like something that you do that will help them, like working out, eating right, all of those things make you feel good and better.
Definitely. So I have been on a fitness and health journey for sure. And I would say the biggest tip for diet is to not look at someone else when you're doing it. Like you need to like, because I used to do that, like, oh, she's eating that, I can eat that. And it's like you have to like zero into yourself. Everything, this is your journey. So I've definitely been on that. I cover a lot of that stuff on my platforms. Specifics. It's a trial and error. And it's like something that works for someone else isn't going to work for you and vice versa. So you have to remember that like you are in charge of this and you have to like create your own recipe for what creates that success. Another out of the box thing that I do, I have tried therapy a few times and it was not successful for me. But at the end of last year, I started doing Reiki because I was seeing all my friends on the West Coast who had a way better quarantine and pandemic than anyone in New York living in a shoebox.
Yeah, and you guys had it rough.
Oh my gosh, yeah. at the beginning I was in a studio.
Yeah.
And it was rough.
Mm-hmm.
But I started Reiki, and it's basically like energy healing and removing blockages, and it's guided by a Reiki master, and it's been life-changing for me.
Okay.
I guess every Reiki master would work differently, so could have their own flavor, but I go in, I talk for 15 minutes, I set intentions, things that are blocking me, are bothering me, things that I want to enhance and put more energy towards. And then we go through a few exercises. They're always different. And then but the key thing is, unlike therapy, the thing that has really worked for me is you can never cover the same thing the same way twice.
Okay.
So if I say, like, let's say you're having trouble letting go of an ex.
Okay.
Which is super common. Or just like letting go of the feelings, the thoughts, you're hanging on to something. Something's like blocking you from moving on.
Okay.
I've said that before, like and he's said, we've covered that. My Reiki master said, we've covered that. If it didn't work that way, we have to try a different way.
Okay.
And he'll find a reason as to what else is attributing to that. So I love it because if you find an issue or a challenge or a block and you do work towards it, you don't repeat the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
Because you want a different result.
Okay.
So you try it a different way. Yeah. And it is...
And that should be the same as like dating and picking and choosing.
Totally. But you still get the same positive benefits that people love from therapy. Okay. I journal a lot. That's another thing that I do. Okay. Like, I try to force me time. So I do journal a lot. But yeah, I have, like, I think the biggest message also is, like, you need to find things that you control that attribute to your happiness. So if your happiness is only attributed to things that are like getting a text message back from a guy, or getting asked out on a date, or getting a raise from someone else, those are all things where you're waiting. Yeah. But if you're doing things that make you happy on your day-to-day that you can control and that you're doing for you, the rest should fall into place. But in general, like, you're going to be happier because you're creating happiness for you.
Right. I love that. That's really good. I like those.
I started dance.
Listen,
did you see that? I think
I did not, but that's one of the things I wanted to do to start. I haven't found a place in Florida yet that does it. Like,
I'm going all the way up to Harlem.
Oh, how far is that from you?
It's right now. It's like a $60 Uber.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's. But it's probably worth it.
But it is like it's a girl, Pisces. She's only
Pisces.
She's only
nice.
She's only 20.
What kind of dance is this?
It's hip hop.
Oh, I love it.
She's only 20. She has a Pisces mom. I'm obsessed with. Okay. And her mom gave her the studio as a gift, but in exchange, she has to pay the rent. Okay. So I love the lesson. I love the mother-daughter. I love the strong, young business-oriented. And she kills it. Nice. She kills it. Nice. But it was like a challenge that I set for myself, kind of as a New Year's resolution. I just set tons of intentions. I love that. I don't just pick one resolution.
I'm going to tell you one of the things I started doing, because a lot of the things that you're doing are kind of similar. Okay. One of the things, and I had gotten like a reading like maybe 2 months ago, and it was just straight off of like, it was like so just random improv. Okay. Like, it was not planned, it just happened. So my daughter's one of her best friends' mom is from New York. Okay. And she was like, let's do a read. And I was like, really? Okay. So she gave me a reading. It was so amazing. But one of the things she told me that I needed to do, she was like, your cards are amazing. I just want to tell you that. but you really need to meditate.
That's hard for me.
I really need to meditate. And I'm going to tell you one thing that helps me with my meditation, right? I had a girlfriend that lives in Philly, and she taught me how to meditate. And I was using it and I was doing it, but I do it more now, and I know why. So for me, meditation, I have to take my mind back to the happiest moments of my life. And not saying that my life isn't good now, but when you're younger, you're being provided for as a kid.
Yeah,
you have
less
no worry, zero worry, So I remember those times being like 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. I had no care in the world. My mom was still living. Me and my sisters was living under the same roof.
Right.
It was food being cooked. You can hear music. So I just remember my mother always playing like old school R&B. I'm talking like Luther Vandross, Patti
that's
LaBelle,
my mom's favorite. Luther.
Anita Baker, all of these things, Marvin Gaye. So I had to make myself a whole playlist, and I shared this with my Fems.
I love that.
I had to make myself an 80s baby playlist.
Okay.
And when I hear that music, it takes me back in time, and I'm able to calm my mind and meditate.
It's
so crazy.
Good.
So I have to listen, instead of listening to like, I don't know what meditation music.
Yeah.
That's my meditation music.
Okay, so I could do that because I'm obsessed with music, but also when I listen to the meditation music, so meditation is supposed to aid in you to stop having the wandering mind. And it's also supposed to help sleep, and it's just in general supposed to help all over calmness. But when I hear the meditation sounds, I cannot not wander. I'm already like, how much time's left? What's on my list to do?
Can we hurry up?
Are we done? Yeah, it's the opposite of what should happen. So that I could do.
Try it. I'm going to send you the playlist.
I like also the idea of attributing it to memories to like get you in a different place, almost like out of body. And that would probably work for me.
I'm going to send you the playlist. The playlist has about 30 songs on it.
Okay.
And I swear it'll take you back in time, and I can think about, like, I can actually see things from when I was younger, and that really, it helps me. Like, that helps me. So thank you for mentioning that. Thank you so much for being here, Steph.
Yeah,
this was great. You have to come back and do another episode with me. Like next Christmas, you're gonna be here Christmas. Yeah. So we can talk about all of our plans, and we have to plan a trip.
Yes,
together. I would love that. Steph, tell the Fems how they can find you on your socials. Any projects that you want to include. All of that stuff. Anything that you want to put out there for people to, come and search for you.
So I'm both on Instagram and TikTok. I have the same handle. It's Steph Heintz. It's just the H from Steph that goes into Heintz, which is like the ketchup with a T. Okay. It's the easiest way people can remember it. Because if I was like the ketchup heiress, we would be having this conversation on my yacht.
Right.
And not here.
Well, I have a feeling, sis. I see it. I feel it. I think we are going to be on that yacht.
Yes.
I think so.
That's the end game.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's happening. I really do. I feel it. I feel it. I feel the money. I feel it. It feels, money is energy. That's what it is.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So, Steph, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Great.
I know.
You came really all the way from New York. I feel so special. I feel so special. So, one more thing. When you coming to Miami?
ASAP.
Please come so we can put our dresses on.
Yeah, next
and our
podcast
heels.
In bikinis.
On the beach.
That's right.
At a nice hotel. Hotel. Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Fems, for listening to another great episode of Femininity by Rachel V. I am Rachel V, and we have, of course, my beautiful co-host Stephanie here. If you guys want to, touch bases with Stephanie, you can send me a text to 305-614-1916, and I will pass that information on to her. I also will include all of her information in the caption below. And thank you again for being here. Good night.
Good night.
Yay.